Well, I saw the first movie in the list of my top 10 anticipated movies of 2023, Antman and the Wasp, Quantumania. Let's recap first and then get to the review. Spoilers ahead. Heavy spoilers ahead. Scott Lang is chilling after the events of the previous movies and he lives a good and happy life. His daughter Cassie made a device that can send signal to the quantum realm and she gets everyone in trouble. She sends the signal, Kang picks it up, and from down there he pulls everyone into the quantum realm. There's a whole world down there and our heroes must find a way out. There are so many things to say about this movie, so many ways to take a dump on this movie, so I'm gonna say the things I liked first and then take the things that I did not like, which are kind of a lot. I liked how simple the story was, and I like how there wasn't a joke in every second of the movie. And that's it, that's the only things I liked about this movie. If I get something else while I'm talking about the bad stuff, I'm gonna mention it. Be sure that I will do that. Well, now the things that I disliked about the movie, and let's go through the characters. Let's talk about Ant-Man first. Scott Lang. I cannot believe how they sidelined his character in his own movie. The disrespect is unbelievable. In every scene, Scott was standing like an idiot and he did nothing, waiting for someone to explain to him what's going on. He was being carried the whole movie by his daughter and Hope. This might sound a bit weird, but I wished they killed him off. I'm not kidding. After all he did for the world, the audacity of the people around him telling him that he isn't doing anything, it was just so unfair. Everyone in the movie walked all over him for the entire movie, and at the end, his fight with Kang was easily over when Hope stepped in. I mean, he did have a few moments, but I guess you can't be a hero alone these days. Then let's talk about Hope. Well, she was there too. That's it. The lines that Evangeline Lilly said in the whole movie, I think they can be counted. They're like 100 words. She just saves Scott in a few occasions and she's just there most of the times. Her relationship with Scott is really invisible. The next character I want to talk about is Hank Pym. At least he made some sense. He did a few things which were matter, to be honest. He was the real Ant-Man in the final act of the movie. Even though he was just there too, having things explained to him by Janet or by Cassie or by Hope even, but he was way better than Scott. The next person in line is Janet, one of the weirdest MCU characters ever. First of all, what are her powers? Why didn't she talk to anyone about the realm, about the quantum realm, about the Kang and stuff? With all those things that happened down there, I mean, she didn't say anything to anyone. Where did her powers go even? She was just a walking and talking exposition dump for the whole movie. She was just there to say, okay, quantum realm, there are some people here, you should be careful, you should hide or something like that. She's just so weird. And I don't know what happened to her powers. There is no explanation. Then my favorite character, Cassie. Marvel's new generation are all Einsteins, I guess. They can do anything with little to no effort, and whatever they do, it doesn't matter if they are bad or good, there is no consequences. I guess reading your quote-unquote Grandpa Hank's diary. Seriously, Grandpa? Why? You're not even related. Why would you call him Grandpa? Anyways, I guess reading Hank Pym's journals and diary and playing with the Scott's tools and toys can be equal with 30 years of his studies and, hard work and being in prison. Do you remember Riri Williams in Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2? Cassie Lang is just white Riri Williams. She can do everything and yeah, that's it. Now let's talk about the villain, Kang. Maybe the best thing that came out of movie, but I know people are hyping about him, but I didn't see it. But he was pretty good compared to others. He was not joking around in this movie, but his powers are, to say the best, really inconsistent. One time he could control things and people from afar, and the other times he was being punched in the face. I mean, the way he lost was so bad too. But Jonathan Majors brought his A game to this movie, menacing, not joking around, and beautifully different from the Kang that we saw in Loki TV show. This man has got some range. Finally, let's talk about Modok. Why? Just why? Him being there made sense, I guess, because he did have a good reason to be down there, but this has got to be the worst CGI I've ever seen. If Marvel had a prize for the worst CGI in the entire movies that they made, MODOK CGI will definitely win. How did they allow this to happen? And why was he cracking jokes all the time? MODOK's character was so goddamn bad that it made me not to overlook so many other bad things in the movie. God, I hated him. Thank God he died at least at the end, but sometimes you want to get back at a movie for just introducing a character, and MODOK for me was the one that I wanted to come at this movie hard. There were some other characters too, but except for the guy who could read minds, the others were just there, and they weren't interesting enough. Now that I went through the characters, let's talk about the plot holes. I know you should not expect MCU to be logical in this point, but I really hate it when a movie sets some rules and it just walks all over the rules. It shouldn't happen like that. First of all, the time that our heroes were down there, they must have lost some time on Earth, and how much was it? And how will they explain this? And what pulled them into the realm in the first place? How? And why weren't they hurt when they entered that? And why did MODOK turn good at the end? And how the hell Kang freed himself from the ants? I don't want to talk more about it because when a movie does not respect its own stuff, why should I? On final notes, the first Antman movie was actually one of my favorite movies of the MCU. It was simple, it was funny, it was likable. It was a small scale, but this movie was not his movie. Michael Pena not explaining the movie, that hurts the most. The fact that MCU is downplaying things, the things that their huge heroes did, like Tony and even Scott Lang, is not a good policy. It's really disrespectful. And finally, the fact that Scott made it out alive still bothers me. He said a great line too, I don't have to win, we both just have to lose. And then what happened? Then Hope came out of nowhere and saved the day. And a portal was opened and they went through it, and that's it. They just downplayed everything. I really wished that they killed off Scott Lang. And I don't know, it was disappointing. I talked a lot. Let's watch other movies and let's just get past Antman and the Wasp, Quantumania. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring a bell for notifications. Thank you. Goodbye.